Hi everyone. My name is Chastine Hansen, and I'm so sorry for the late post. I am. It's been a busy week. It's been a little wild. I'm a middle school history teacher, and so this was the first week back for teachers, which is already a super busy time. However, we also were super blessed with a new building for our middle school in our district, so it's been even crazier because we've been moving and unpacking and decorating and making sure that the new school is very homey for the students come Tuesday. So uh, along with all the regular PD and everything else that comes with the first week of school for teachers, we just had some extra things stacked on it. So sorry about that. Had to get that out of the way because I feel kind of bad it's so late. But that kind of is a good segue into why I chose the source material that I chose this week to do this video discussion post on. So I chose, and I'm gonna butcher his last name probably, but it's Kenneth Minkima's article. It's titled "Reforming Harvard: Cotton Mather on Education at Cambridge," and so it's probably important that we understand who Cotton Mather was. And so he was a prominent Puritan minister. During this time, he sought to preserve Harvard's college, ethos of Christian mission-minded education. Okay. So Menkema, he argues that Mather aimed to keep Harvard focused on training godly ministers. So Harvard was founded in the 1630s to educate clergy for New England's churches. New England is known for its religious founding, right? When we look at the 13 colonies and the different colonial regions, that's kind of what the New England colonies are known for, right? And so Cotton Mather, he proposed a curriculum that was rooted in scripture and classical learning to counter the growing secular influences, right? You have like the Enlightenment and all of that stuff going on. And he believed education should shape moral character, reflecting Puritan values of piety and discipline. Berkovich, he notes that Puritans saw education as a tool to sustain their covenant with God. So pretty much our promise to God is going to be strengthened by rigorous education. And so Mather's reforms included stricter oversight of student and faculty to ensure orthodoxy, right? Are they practicing what they preach? Are they really walking with their faith as they should be when teaching and learning and becoming disciples of God? So Menkema highlights that Mather's concern over dangerous, enlightened ideas creeping into Harvard, and that this tension reflects a broader shift in colonial society as secular philosophies challenge the Puritan dominance. Also, Hall points out that Mather's efforts were partly a response to declining religious zeal in New England. And we see this today even, right? We see education kind of drifting away from more of a traditional mindset, a value set. So it definitely transcends history. So despite resistance, Mather's influence helped maintain Harvard's Christian identity for decades in his writings. It ends up shaping the training of the ministers. And Menkema's article shows how Mather's reforms balance tradition with the need of intellectual rigor. So this legacy underscores the role of Christianity in early American education. It's a foundation that still influences religious colleges today. So Mather's vision for Harvard reflects the deep Christian roots of American education. So, and I think it's important too when we're looking at these historical concepts and these instances throughout history, there's so many parallels that we can still kind of draw through the timeline of our nation, right? And so I always like to look at things in a lens of, how would this apply to us today, right? And I think it's important to realize that, as we are attending a godly based Christian university, that many of us probably share the same ideals, probably all pretty Christian rooted. And being a teacher in the K through 12 system in Oregon, I can tell you that there are a lot of communities, smaller communities, that are seeing this growing almost enmeshment with secular ideology and education, right? Just mainstream public education. And so I think that there's a lot of things that we can glean from Cotton Mather's and how kind of preserving that Christian moral ideology in our public education system. I know that he was just dealing with Harvard and having the ministers kind of reflect what ideology that they were going to be going into vocationally. But I think in a bigger, broader picture, we can apply that today, right? And that there is something uniquely, Christian about our education system here in America. Up until maybe the last 30 years, maybe 40 years, the landscape has changed. So there are definitely things that we can learn from Cotton Mather's, and this, kind of call back to original American education. So I look forward to hearing all of your guys' videos, and hopefully more promptly next time we have a video discussion week. So please keep me in your prayers, because as a teacher, I'm feeling it. I'm going to need them. So please keep me in your prayers. I'll keep you in mine, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. All right.